Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. Another episode of Outpost Infinity Siege coming at you, and this time I wanted to pay a little more closer attention to a part of the game that was actually driving me a little crazy, and it's the barracks and squad management. So one of the things that, as the game progresses, you open up chunks of your base, the base management up in the upper right. And what I found over and over again is getting people assigned to this is a little irritating because it just shows the combat rating known as CR. The combat rating is actually what is applied to each of the areas: the research center, the barracks, the intelligence center, and the trade port. And that's what levels it up and gives you these additional buffs. Now, when it comes to adding a character, I was like, oh man, I actually have duplicates of some of these folks. I have 2 Carlots, I have 2 Freyas, I have a bunch of duplicates, and just by looking at their number, I don't know if they're maxed out, or I should take them on a tour, or put them in training, or what I should do. So one of the things that I went through is I went to the barracks, and I went to squad management. You could just do squad management up at the top. I like to be here and talk to Sophia. She's a wonderful conversationalist, love her. We dish about, mostly cooking, so we dish about dishes, I guess. Anyway, over here in squad management, this is where we can actually see every single character we have, and all their stats, traits, abilities, rada rada. So I tried to come up with a naming convention I was happy with, and this is no different than, like, in Factorio, you're setting up train stations, right? It's like, how do you build your own naming convention so you know what a train station does by looking at it? Well, for me, for a train station, as an example, I say, like, what the item is, what I'm doing with it, and is there a destination for it? Or, like, there's 3 pieces of information I have at every single stop. So the stop might be called, like, iron ore pickup. Now I know if I send a train there, I know what the train should exactly be doing, what exactly it should be retrieving or dumping off or whatever. So here, I tried to do the same thing. I tried to build a similar naming convention for my troops so I knew exactly what they were up to. So here's what I kind of came up with. I worked with a couple things, but here's what I'm happy with. Faye's level 30, they're Tiger. I don't know if that's different for anyone. Like, I don't know if Faye's always a Tiger, but I'm leaving that alone. When it comes to Edward, one of my first recruits, Edward is a Tiger Squad and is at level 28. Now, what I could do is I could put the level in their name, the level number of 28, but the problem is the second it changes, I gotta update the thing. So I wanted to make this as simple as possible. What is the most static thing that would identify this character? So what I did is I renamed them to Tiger. That's the squad they're in. A denoter whether or not they were max level. Max level is 30. So just yes or no. So what I did was, like, maximum, not maximum, so MN, but those letters are really close together. So what I could do is TN, so Tiger Squad, not max level, Edward. Now, part of me wants to do proper conventions, so I do underscore instead of dashes. You could really do whatever you want. It's your naming convention, whatever. Now, why am I doing this? Well, let's do a couple and you'll see exactly what I'm looking for. So OM Haley, so Owl, maxed out Haley. So I've already changed this as we've been talking. So OY Haley. You don't have to give them their full names. You can name whatever you want. So, again, we have Tiger Squad, not fully maxed out, not max, negative, and then a name or whatever. Owl Squad, yes, Haley. Tiger Squad, no, Eva. Actually, this character's name is Avery, but for whatever reason, AV is no sauce. I don't know if that's, like, that character in a different language is like a real no, but it's just AV. You can put whatever you want, but if you do blah 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 AV, it's a problem. It doesn't matter the case. I don't know what it is. So I was going to put Avery back because that was their name, but it did not work. So TN Eva, I renamed her to Eva, I guess. I don't know. What else do we have? So MN for Mammoth Squad. No, for not maxed out Iliad. So I'm going to redo this. MN Iliad. Oh, thank you. So I've done a few of these, and this gives me an idea of what squad and whether or not they're already max rank. So if they're max rank, the idea really is pop in here, give them a couple of items to beef up their backpack. and then we're good to go, right? That's kind of the idea. So now we're going to go over to, we're going to go over to base management. And now I can see, I'll take Haley out of it because she was the first one I tried with. So I can see very clearly in here, what squad am I applying and are they already maxed out? Haley, I've already given some gear to increase her combat rating. I've also verified that she has no other skills that help with base management whatsoever. So here we go. Traits, Mech Buddy, Bubble Shield, Cleaning Up, which has to do with missions, Steel Body, which does not have to do with anything, and Performer, which deals with combat. So when it really comes down to it, there's nothing more I really need to do with this character. I could keep her for missions, so she is good at cleaning up. And another thing we could do is we could take this one step further, and like I said with our Factorio train stops, we could give them one more disclaimer. We could say, Owl, yes, because they're maxed out. And what do I plan on using them for? Either B, for base management, or M, for missions? We could do, like, really whatever we want here. What I'm going to say is she's good for missions. So, Haley. Oh, we just reached the limit. Nice. So you could take this as far as you want, but I found this super, super handy. Going through everything, and then that way I know. And then here's the other thing, right? Just by looking at a character, I can tell exactly what I should be using them for. So if I go to dispatch, and I got an idle mission here, why not? That requires Tiger Squad. Haley is an Owl Squad. So let's just go ahead and clean these up real quick. Yes, I don't care. Yes, I don't care. Good stuff, Estelle. Well done. Estelle, yeah. So, Owl, yes, maxed out for missions. Haley. And then here is the trait that applies. So this way, again, I can kind of get a nice overview of exactly what a character should be for. Assigning Haley specifically for missions, she's maxed out. She doesn't need further training. She's doing the best she can. I can go through and micromanage and increase maybe her equipment, but I don't really have an interest in that. I got her to, like, the, what was it, 13,000 combat rating? I'm pretty happy with that. So nothing's stopping me from deploying her to a mission, knowing that I'm not going to bother assigning her to a base, but that her best aptitude is literally being out on the field. So realistically, that's all I really wanted to share and show off a little bit. I found it was a little bit confusing when it came down to assigning folks, especially when you have more than like 5 people you care about, right? When it comes to XCOM, as an example, at least the more recent iterations of XCOM, you don't have to deal with 30, 40 individuals. You only have to deal with, like, what, a dozen at most? So when it comes down to it, it makes it a lot easier for you to memorize 12 names, whereas if I go to squad management and I have duplicates and I'm still recruiting, it makes this difficult. So, like, Carlot and Carlot, even more confusing, same name, both Owl Squad, different traits. So, okay, well, yeah, were you for combat and you were for missions? I don't remember. So whatever naming convention you use, I recommend you put one into place, at least when it comes to squad management and calling out your troops. Makes it a lot easier to remember who's supposed to be doing what. I know this was a really long tutorial, but gosh, I like to talk. So thanks for joining me. Let's wrap this up. My name's JohnMegacycle, and I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.